All right, we'll get started. So let's go through what we're gonna do today. First, cleanup. If you have U's, get those in. I cannot make the U's disappear. The U's mean you did not turn something in. And if you keep those till the end of the semester and you have a U, I have to give you a U. Grades are this: proof that you have learned something in the class, and to which I can give you an acceptance of passing the class. If you don't do the work, I can't pass you. I hate having to say that. You see it, everything is open. I don't generally do this with students. You get 2 weeks. I'm leaving everything open. Get your shit in. Just do it. Do it. My best one too is start from the oldest and then like work to the newest, and it will help your mind. Because then as you see things fill in, you're like, oh, it's not as bad. I'd like one from chapter 2. Get it done and then do whatever 3, 4, 5, 6. Get them in. Don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. Get them in. All right. I'm going to do this. I can't flip them. All right. So week 12. This week. Then we have 13. Then we have 14. Then we have 15. 16 is the last class. Getting there. It's getting there. We're almost down to a month left. It's crazy. And there's Thanksgiving break in there too. So we have like a week away from each other, I think. Yeah, I think the Wednesday before Thanksgiving is a no school day, and then we have a full like week off. So you'll have a week away from me. It'll be good. All right, so what we're going to learn today? Real world project is object removal. Happens all the time. I got a picture. We can't have that in it because we're using it for this. You got to remove that thing from the picture. 3 years ago, this was a tough project. These days, remove object, and it does it for you. So things have changed quite a bit. So object removal will be pretty easy. Again, I'm going to go over all these in detail. Okay, object removal, not so much detail, but you'll understand why. Wrapping, advanced techniques, wrapping. This one is the next phase of the advertisement placement. So we put a rectangle thing in a rectangle area, and you used distort, and it was fairly easy. You just match corners, add a shadow, blah, blah, blah. Now we are going to be doing stuff like putting a sticker on a rounded surface, putting things on an orb, putting something like curved surfaces. And for that, you use the warp tool. It's literally a one tool. Like you use distort and then warp, and then you just kind of mush it around, curve it, add your shadows, you're done. But it's just good to know that. Why would you use that? Somebody has a product and they need their logo on it, but they didn't have time to get the logo on it before the shoot. We got to add the logo. We know where to add it, get it to fit. We're not just going to have a floating logo in front of it. We make it look good. So we're just going to be putting a sticker on objects. Easy, but it's good to know because clients are going to ask for this kind of stuff. Like, add this in. Can you put the logo there? We need it. We forgot to add this before something else. And the special effects, your name in pink neon. It's a fun one. It's a fun one. And then I think everything's supplied for every project, I think. Let's start with object removal. You're removing objects from 5 different images. So this is like, really, I'm letting you go on this one. Look back in your book. Think about it. It's like using every tool you've already used to get to what we want. So this is all you. Remove the objects that have a red X on them in the PSD files. The red X is placed on a separate layer for you to turn off. As it is, there are dozens of ways to remove objects. This is like just a standard. I'm always doing it. I don't like that there. Let's get rid of it. You do small. Well, everything in your photography, like basically when you look at it, you're like, shoot, I wish that like something wasn't there. Now you go in and you just remove that something and make your photos perfect. A bird flew in and it's a dot in the sky. Erase it out. you're great. So this is practice on it. So all you're going to do is you click on the bottom, you go to images, and you download it, and it's going to give you a zip file. Download anyway. Some people, I'm going to start repeating this. It will every once in a while maybe make you go and enter in your password and stuff as a security. That's just because it's going back to the Google Drive with MATC. And if it doesn't work, just shut down your browser. Don't just close the windows. Close out the browser completely and then just redo it. Sometimes there's always a glitch in the system. That's all you do. I get emails from students like, it couldn't download, I'm like, did you restart your browser? And then the thing back is, I did and it worked. I'm like, simple fix, it's always just restart. So you get a zip file right there, real world. And for Mac, you double click. For PC, you right click and hit extract all. You'll get 5 images, real 4, A, B, C, D, and E. I'm going to click on 1. And for instance, please remove these 4 T. We are no longer using those at our restaurant, and I do not want those seen anymore. In this photo that we use for advertising, please remove them. So I'll talk through some of these so we all know. If I had to remove these, it's not just the object, it's the shadow. It's the lighting needs to be replaced. The shadows need to be replaced in the background. So there's a background shadow, no cups, no background shadow. But then there's a shadow from the ledge above that still needs to be there. And then there's a strong highlight that still needs to be here as well in the front. So it's not just circle, remove, and goodbye. It is make it look like they were never there before. I would see what, I feel like I picked ones that the computer does not like. But like if I were to do this in 4 seconds and somebody said, you have 4 seconds. You want to see the 4 seconds work? And so I take this and I'm taking the wood just from above and I'm going to do copy paste. And I simply it's going to bring it down. And I'll have to blend it in. But like just simple stuff. Got that, right? And then I'll blend it in more. And then I need the front of the counter. And so you just kind of take, this is a crap job. Don't do it this way. But, the counter isn't perfectly straight. So getting a good chunk of it, you would have to assemble it. Let's see. Let's try this. Copy paste. Let's turn. I mean, it's a start. It's blurry. I could tell, but it's a start. And then you just start blending things and looking at shadows. The other one is can you steal stuff from anywhere else? And I don't think we can. But that would get a C-. Maybe a D+. You know what I mean? But first try, see if the AI works, see how well it does, and then go in and fix it. Do the lighting, do everything. It's fun. These should take you 30 minutes a piece. What's the next one? Remove the little alligator. We are no longer featuring the alligator. Kids didn't like it. It was too mean. We want it out of the toy business. C is remove the toy trucks. They are a different brand than what this kid is holding. So we need to remove those. These are a different play set. We screwed up. They got in the scene. You got to take those out. How do I remove that? Grass and grass. Well, don't change the size of it. There. And then you disguise it. So here's another one. So I did the newsprint one, like the newspaper one. See the pattern? Because I just grabbed from here and moved it over here, but you can clearly see this stands out. So you know what you do? You take the kid and you go to the clone stamp tool and you take something from over here and you cover up this here to disguise the repeat. Always disguise your repeats. Because that was it. Like this one should take you 6 minutes. You can't even tell that the toy was there. Like I'm done. That was easy. All right. D. Oh, this one gets a little funky. We don't want the plastic fruit. It was a funny idea. Now we're like, no, it needs to go, but we want the other fruit. So you got to remove the plastic fruit and the shadows. There's a light gradient. It's lighter on one side, gets darker to the other, as you photographers know. So the light source is over on one side, and it's got a highlight here that fades. So you got to make sure we can't see that, the fade is apparent, and it doesn't look like you just only took this block of wood, shifted it over, and then it looks like a block of a 2x4 was placed on top. What do I mean by that? It's this one. I'm just gonna.
You recording this, Joel?
Damn straight.
Thank you.
So like that's not what we want. You need to get it to blend in. And it's still pretty easy because you can start with this technique and then you just have to work with your mask, darken one side, pull it out. But you want to make sure you're watching like how much you stretch stuff and to the point where it gets grainy and crappy. You know what I mean? So a lot of times with these kind of deals, I guess more in the past, but maybe I have like PSTD, whatever it's called. Like there would be a lot of where I would take just like a minimal amount and duplicate it. And I would do like, it's kind of weird. This is a bad example, but I'll show you what I mean by that, what I could do. So I'll copy and paste. And then if I can, because I don't want to distort this at all, I'll make another one. And I don't know how do you figure this out? You just like play around and you start just like, well, what if I do this and this? And then I'd like flip it. So then this adds, the problem with this one, it adds a pattern, but it shuffles the eye. So I'm not just seeing the same thing, or I'm not automatically done seeing one thing really long. You're trying to just disturb the eye when you remove these things so they're not seeing what was there. Patterns, eyes are attracted to patterns or dark things or, something obvious. Again, like I said, there's dozens of ways to cover things up and fix things. I've done them all. And it's just like, I think every time I go into this, when I do this, I'm just like, there's no like, I don't look at it and be like, I'm never like, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm like, where should I start? Maybe I'll do the banana. And if something works good in one area, I'll try to extend it. But this is fairly easy.
And they've learned generative fill, just they wanted to try that as one of the many ways to deal with this.
If it works.
Yeah.
Generative fill does not always work.
Right.
So
But they had that in one of the lessons.
yeah, but there's like a billion other ways of copying, pasting, repeating. It's layering. Photoshop is just layering and layering until the point that the thing disappears. That's really what it is. Yeah, what would we do? Should I write remove the banana? Let's try it. Okay. Remove the, should I say object or banana?
Banana or object.
Object. We'll do both. We'll do remove the object from the table. I don't want to write cutting board. I've had some really messed up like responses.
Yeah.
I don't use AI ever. I use the simple AIs. Holy cow. It did a good job, but it needs to be cleaned up. Can you guys, this is not bad. So it's a little like I would lighten the middle. I can see the line. It's just all about, it's feathering their mask. So if I take this and you go on that mask layer, I'm going to soften this edge and I'm going to soften this edge because they have it hard. So I switch to the white brush. I go to a paintbrush. I check my size. Let's go down to like 7, this.
I think your hardness is still.
Yeah, my hardness is, hardness is at 0. Why did that come on? Well, maybe I need to do black. Oh, think that. I had my colors wrong. All right. That did it. Oh. Too much. And then I want to hit this. Pick your favorite. What do I always go to? Curves. And I want to lock it down. See now, so this is almost helpful, like, because you can undo everything. Like you make it obvious, you go and you like fix it, and then you just slowly till it disappears. There you go. I can still see it. It needs some work, but there we go. We tried it. It's a start. It gives you a really good base. Oh, you know what would make it easier too? If you made that square bigger, so you had more room to feather their wood in to the other wood. I went fairly tight, so it didn't give me much to play with. Then the other thing to note is it does give you 3 options. It always gives you 3 options. And then you can, there's a plus, there's somewhere where you can ask for more options, like without retyping everything in. So it did give me 3 different wood patterns. I just stuck with the one. Actually, this wood pattern's maybe better. It needs to be, you got to get this knot here showing. And that would be the fix, is just make sure you can see the knot. So cool. Yeah, give it a shot. Like I said, anybody. So I would like to state this. This is a good one. This is a grainy photo where you need to remove that. So you have to keep the grain and remove that. And all this is, what's it called? You go to filter, noise, add noise. And then you just move those variables when you have white, and you just add noise until it blends in. Get rid of some of that stuff from the plate. Let's see what it does. I'll do a circle. Oh, I have to go bigger and then bring it back. Okay, are we ready? Remove object. I don't like this waiting thing. How impatient. Oh. All right. Phase 1, I would say it did this section beautifully. So like if you were to be like, you can keep sections and have it keep refining, and then you add those sections together. So like I would keep this portion of the plate, perfect texture, perfect. And then, okay, how did it do over here? Oh, it caught the drink. But for some reason it put in a pile of, I don't know what that is. Oh, and then the third one did the plate almost perfectly, but you just have to fix it right here. This lump. Just smooth out that lump. Oh, winner, chicken dinner on this one. I would use this and be done. Again, fixing. So, I mean, that's the main takeaway. You can use AI. I don't care, but it always needs to be fixed afterwards. Don't just be like, well, I mean, I can tell. I'm going to look for the little inconsistencies.
And as a photographer, you just kick them up and off the plate and reshoot. Right? If you're doing food photography, you do multiple.
Oh, yeah. But something's always forgotten. Somebody messes something up at
Oh,
the
yeah.
shoot. Somebody, they're always like, is that good? Yeah, it looks good. All right, we got to go. And then everybody leaves. And then you get home, you start looking, you're like, shoot,
There's that depth
I
box.
don't have the one I really needed. And then you got to fix it. I've done many a photo shoot where you're like, we got everything but the one in the end we need.
Which is why weddings suck, because there is no reshooting.
Yeah, no, I would never shoot it. I did it once, never again. Wrapping around an object. So we're moving on. Advanced techniques, wrapping around an object. I have all the stuff for you. Again. Oh, except for I have all the images. I don't have the sticker. So pick something. I'm going to download this. I'll show you all the images. And then I'll do one. And then we'll do some neon lights. All right. I'll just do the preview. So here's the one. The object needs to go on a curved surface. This is a curved surface with a lot of perspective. So you got to get that right. Let's see this one. We need to brand the mug. Generic mug. And it's just, you just slap whatever sticker you have. I don't care what the sticker is. We're just putting it on the mug. You got to make the shadow. This one is so darn easy. You put your sticker on, you warp it with the warp tool, and then you do multiply, and the shadow will add itself because the shadow is already on the mug. Oh, I let it, yeah, and then you can make sure you get this angle on here, that distort. Let's see the next one. Water bottle. These used to be the most popular water bottles like in the world, and then they got surpassed. It's funny. Getting tricky. Got to get your sticker. Can you get the sticker to have condensation on it? Oh, and then we got a sticker on a bowling ball. Fairly, not too hard. Not too hard. All right, so I'm going to just simply look up. I always just do this, Vans. Right, and I just want their logo because, fancy logo. You can do a sticker. I don't care. Just you pick your favorite brand, find their logo, kind of like make it a sticker. Here, this one. This is it. I want it bigger. That's only 800 pixels. So when we go to tool size large, we want 1,000 or more. 3,000 by whatever. This will be perfect. I'm going to save the image as to my desktop. Save. I'm actually going to try. No, it's 6x6. All right. So then I'm going to open that in Photoshop. This one I'm going to have to add the white around it. So it's basically, I'm just going to fill everything with white. I'll just put a background on it here. And then I'm going to cut it out. Let's make it wider. So I have I want more white around these tips. So I'm just going to go to edit or image, canvas size. Do you guys know the difference between changing the canvas size and changing the image size? For the most part, this was one of those things that it's very confusing, and it just kind of takes this one day. You're like, oh, now I get the difference. So the image size, let me cancel this. If I were to change the image size, it changes the entire image. So if I go to image image size, and let me pull this over. Anything I change here, so it's like 53 by 30 at 72 DPI. If I change the 53 to like 40, it will change everything. It will change the size of the document. It will keep the resolution the same unless I change that. And I hit OK. And it has just taken my whole image and it went from 53 inches to 45. And I had everything set to constrain it. But I'm working on this project and I need extra room around it. There's not enough room. So the client was like, oh, you went to 45, but it's going into an area that's 42. So then I need to change the canvas size. So I go to image, canvas size, and instead of 40, I need it 42. The client was like, no, it's going in a 42 spot. So I changed the canvas size, and what you'll see is it'll get a little bit wider. It's just going to keep it clear on the sides, but it won't add anything to the top. So I'm changing the size of the photo. See how it just added to the sides there? So that's the difference between image size and canvas size. They are different, and you have to know which was which. I wasn't really I remember not being savvy with this one in the beginning and always being like, damn it, I did the wrong one. I'm going back. And again, this is back in the day when things weren't as quick.
And so you guys are going to have multiple assignments that require creating diptychs where you have two images like over here. And so you're going to have to know the difference between that image size and canvas size when you start manipulating two different images on a set canvas size.
And then the other, I'll show you one more cool part if you don't know what it is, because I use this all the time and it's perfect for that diptych. So say the client wants this image be twice as long and they want two Vans logos side by side. Okay, so I think about that. If I move my Vans logo to the right, I need to double the width of my canvas, but I don't want to double it. I want to make sure that it goes one way. You're like, what are you talking about, Joel? This makes no sense. This anchor point is what I'm talking about. Let me show you what it does. So I'm going to do it twice or 3 times and show you what it does. Right now, the anchor point is in the middle. So it's going to say, when you say change it from 42 inches to 84, it expands out from here. So it's going to expand out from the center no matter what. So I'm going to hit 84, hit enter. And it took the center and it added 20 and 20 to each side. But I want to add only to one side. And I'm not joking, I do this weekly. So I go image, canvas size, and I move my anchor point to the left. So it's going to anchor on this edge, and then when I add 84, it adds it to that side only. And then I can take my Vans, like I said, and then like they wanted 2 in a row because I wanted this weird pattern, and then I just move it over. So with your diptych, you're going to do that image, and then you're going to double the canvas size, but you're not going to double the image size. You're just going to work at the canvas. That was a little freebie for you guys. It's just something like it'll start to come up more and more, and you'll be like, wait, what? All right, let's fill this with white. Edit. And I'm only going to do 1. So again, find your favorite whatever. Get a sticker, take a picture of a sticker. The flatter, the better when you start. I'm going to merge this down. I'm just going to do a really crap cutout to speed this up so you don't have to sit here while I quietly cut it out with the pen tool. I'll do the easy one. I'm just going to copy that out. That's all you have to do. Let's go. I'm going to do the coffee mug. Again, you have to do all 5. But I should be able to show you Puppet Warp with this one. So I got my coffee mug. I need to add my logo to the coffee mug. All I'm going to simply do is start by pasting, putting it there, and sending it in. I think it's done. Just kidding. All right. Got the coffee mug. One of these things that I learned later on in life is that you should try to do all of your adjustments without hitting a return. It gives you more freedom. So what I'm going to do is just kind of start, and it's all under edit and transform. You can use all of these kind of like together and keep changing things and then hit OK. And I'll show you what I mean. So first I want to scale it. I'm just going to grab a corner. The scale works great. I want it. It's going to be a little bit small. Now I'm not going to hit return yet. I'm going to get it up just a little bit higher. Next, I'm going to distort it. As you can see, the mug is angled. So I haven't hit return. I'm going to go to edit, transform, distort. And it's keeping my anchors. What you don't want to happen is like when I distort it, when I do the distort and if I hit OK and then I go to like warp it, it's going to give me my anchors in the wrong area. It's going to give me like negative area. I'll show you what not to do as well. So then I'm just going to bring this in and I'm going to hold on shift because I don't want my baseline to change. And then I didn't hit OK. Then I'm going to go to edit, transform, and then warp. And this is going to give you the tools to have it look like it's going around stuff. You're going to be able to grab these points, and within these points are going to be like pullers. And you can move any area you can move. And I think if you right click is with the pen, you can add more. I always mess it up, and so I don't add more. I don't know why. It's sometimes like one of those things I can never get quite right. So I'm going to start at the top, and I'm just going to pull one little guy up, I just pull these down. And I'm thinking about how the mug works. Like maybe we bring these in a little bit. Or make it a little bit smaller. Give that more, like I'm exaggerating the effect a little bit. But yeah, you can see you can grab in the middle. And I can move this around too. So if you had something like a double wave, you can like kind of get those double waves. Should I try the right click? Where is it? Oh, okay. Split warp horizontally, split warp vertically, crosswise. Vertically? I have no clue what it just did. I just saw something weird. Oh, it's okay. It's giving me one to put in. This is new. So now I'm not touching anything, but I can place this extra divider wherever I want. And so now it's divided it up even more if you wanted more maneuverability. I will say this from like most things, is less points always turn out to be a better looking object than more points. They teach that when we use the pen tool and the Illustrator. If you can make a curve with 1 point, it'll look way better than a curve with 3 points. You just have less room for wonkiness. So I got that going. I'm actually gonna pull this bottom one down. I'm gonna accentuate the curve of the glass a bit. I should have been, oh, no. I was like, now I feel like it needs to be turned. Edit, transform, rotate. I think it still works. I think it still fits. It needed just something a little bit off. And then this one's easy. You just go through your blend layers. This might take a double, meaning I might copy what I did. Ooh, that's a good one. And then to me, so what color is the coffee mug? You think it's beige? I think it might be white,
Kind of like.
but the background in my sticker is also, so the whites should match. So I'm gonna go and adjust that and just let's hit let's go to curves first. That's the one I like, and I'm gonna bring down. Well, I always forget to do this. Got to do that first. I don't want it to fully disappear, but just close to it. And then, God forbid, do I dare do this? With, what's the stupid, with great responsibility, Spider-Man? What is it? Okay. I usually know it. You know it's from Spider-Man. The drop shadow. The drop shadow. You have to be so delicate with this. The second you put too much, people are just like, hey, nice Photoshop job. I can do drop shadows too. You're like, great, they ruined it. But you can do it as long as you're looking at it. Okay, where's my light? My drop shadow right now is on the wrong side. The shadows here, the light's over here. I'm gonna rotate it out a little bit more. And I'm gonna make my drop shadow like barely noticeable. Like it's at opacity of 6. Like, does it matter? It adds, I'm gonna zoom in and I'll show it to you. That's all I'm adding. It makes a difference. But again, it's this idea of like, how delicate can you be? So there it is, off, on. It's just like a whisper. Thank you, Bob Roth. Just a whisper, like just a, and it just gives the idea like, oh, it's not printed on, it's a sticker. And actually, I would even reduce it. I'm going to reduce it even more. I want my distance to be 3. That brought it in, and just really delicate. And you see that, you're like, it looks like a sticker on a mug. So it's all the transform tools. Use them all at the same time before hitting return. Let's do that. I'm going to show you that weirdness that happens. And then we'll start doing some neon signage. All right, so I got this in. And then I'm going to go to edit. And you're like, oh, I'm going to do it. But nuts to Joel. Edit, transform, scale. So I'm going to scale it. And I double clicked it. And now I'm going to go to edit, transform, and I'm going to distort it. And I'm going to double click on it and see what it did. In that move, it brought my bounding box back to square. And that now it's really hard to describe. Like it ruins your base point because now you're starting fresh again instead of where it was, where you can say like, okay, I know it was in the angle, because now when I go to like Puppet Warp, or not Puppet Warp, Warp, I'm kind of like, well, now I feel like I need to bring these in, and it just offsets your workflow by resetting these all the time. Because then like say like, oh, he pulled this up, I'm going, and then I double click on that because I'm done. And then again, it resets my bounding. I hate the bounding reset. I think it kind of disturbs the whole process of making these all at once. So just kind of keep that in mind. Don't hit return or double click, and it'll be a smoother transition as you do the effects to get something similar to this, but across all of them. Kind of fun, easy stuff. Any questions on the first two? All right, let's save this one. No, I don't want to save it. Yeah, I want to save it to cloud. And then I want it to Photoshop for photographers. Save. All right. Let's close these out. Next one. The final one of the day, as we do these in threes now for the rest of the semester, is neon. Everything is here for you. Let's make your name look like it's in neon. All right. This one is the only thing different is I have the steps for the effects set up differently because I was trying some different things, and you have to look at an image and just follow the image, but it's the same that you've been doing, and everything is here for you in the downloads. You're going to need the gray brick image. You're going to need this font, so you can just go and download them. And then for the font, you just double click. But don't double click on the gray brick because you actually have to build a document and you're going to place it in. Install the font. It just installs. Remember the name. And I can't have both open, but I'm going to walk through this like I'm a student. Do it with you. Let's do this. Photoshop. Create a new 1160 pixel by 750 pixel document and set the resolution at 300. Not 72. It won't work. Throwing a loop already. Wait, he always does it this size. Not always. So 1160 tab 750 pixels, not inches. Resolution 300. There we go. The background can be whatever. Create. I gotta get rid of my context bar. Right back. Next up, and I gotta move the layers up to the top. All right. No channels on this one. All right. Go to File, Place Embedded. Open the gray brick wall texture, background image. Resize it as you like, meaning see the size of my document. When you bring it in, it's a little small. We want it to be the size of the whole thing. So I'm going to go to File, Place Embedded. I'm going to go onto my computer. I'm going to find my gray brick that I downloaded, and it's placed in, and I'm going to just, as you can see, make it bigger than the artboard itself. And I did not hold shift as we want to constrain the proportions. I do not want any bricks that look like this. And I want no bricks that look like this. Those aren't bricks. These are bricks. Scaled perfectly. All right. Click the Create New Fill Adjustment layer icon at the bottom of the layers and choose Levels. So I'm just going to go to our fancy dancy dot there, and I'm going to choose Levels. My Levels shows up over here, and then I'm going to make sure I clip it, which is that item down. I'm clipping it to the lower layer, and then I'm going to take the shadow, the first box, and I'm going to change this to 85. The first box to 85. It's going to darken all the bricks. It's going to leave the white highlighted. The bricks are darker. We're done with that. Now we're going to do this again. I'm going to click the Create New Fill Adjustment icon and do Hue and Saturation. Right down there. We are going to clip it to the image. Well, I got to make this bigger. Sorry. My document's too small, and I'm having a hard time reading to the next line. All right. Click the arrow down in the icon about properties panel. Then change the lightness to minus 88. So now we turn down the lights. The highlights are now taken off. We have the darks. It's a nice rich background. It's going to look lovely when we type our name. Then we're going to start typing our name. So all you have to do with this, because it creates a new layer for us automatically, is click on the type tool. Dude, my computer's dogging. And it pops up with lorem ipsum. I'm going to type my name. You can do this in whatever order you want. Then you need to highlight your name. We are going to change the font to, what was it called? Muragen. Muragen regular. All right. Excuse me. The color. Thank you for being patient while I skip around. The color, I just have the code in there. A33E88. Hit OK. And size it for the document. Again, for all those, when I say size it for the document, make it so when it's in the middle, there's a beautiful space all around it. It's nicely centered. It's a composition. We don't want it touching the edges. We don't want it like a little bit from each edge. We got space. You just want a beautiful neon sign in the middle. So that's what I mean by resize. Then duplicate the layer text. You're going to be making like 40 layers. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but there's going to be like for the text, 3 different layers that you're going to be juggling. So just kind of get that in the mind too. A lot of this takes layers. All right, so we did that. Duplicate the text layer and make the original invisible by clicking the eye icon. Then right-click the copy and choose rasterize type. So very simple. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to turn off. I'm keeping an original. And then I'm going to right-click. And rasterize is never where I want it to be. Where's rasterize text? Rasterize type, 4 up from the bottom. What that is doing is now this type, I can't go and reach, I can't change the type anymore. It has turned it into pixels. It is uneditable, but I have a backup in case I realize I spelt my name wrong. All right. Now, set the next, change the rasterize type layers, fill value to 0. So we're doing this weird fill thing again, right? To 0. And then we're going to copy it twice. We have 3 invisible layers. Copy, 2, and 3. Now, double click on the lowest layer. Use the images and copy each section. Okay, this is written poorly. I say use the images to copy the information. I will rewrite that like right after class. But there is an image. So what I did is you just click here and this is going to pop up. You can just zoom in on it. And all you're going to do is just like those other ones. I got to zoom out. Is here. The first one is step 1 is bevel and emboss. The second one is the next one down. The third step is the third one down. And just look what's highlighted and type in the information. I just have it visually instead of in that list. I did a visual representation because you never know who's going to throw what at you. Eh? So I'm going to go down the line and I'm going to start with bevel and emboss. And I'm just going to burn through it. Inner bevel smooth 100. So I'm just going to go to inner bevel smooth 100. Did you see what's happening already? Inner bevel smooth 100. 10, 0. What are these? 0, 70. It's the angle one. It's got a picture. Now I got to change these pictures. Large thumbnail. Angled one. Anti-alias is on. Linear light, which is in a weird area. Oh, I'm on it. Linear light, 75. Bottom one is multiply, and it's 0. Then I go to contour. Contour is the angle. Anti-alias is on, 50%. Then I go to inner shadow. Inner shadow is screen. Now here's the thing. I have a pink color. I'm going to start using that same color for every level. Write it down, copy it, do whatever, but you'll want to use that same color each time. Use that hex code. So just whatever you use at the start, you're just going to have to copy and paste it or remember it. So I'm going to go like, I'm looking at my Pepto-Bismol color. Oh, no, why is it in the background? Is that Pepto-Bismol color? That's what I'm going for. Right there. So it's, for me, it's E87AE2. I'm just going to copy that. And if I need to, I can go back and reference that later. So it's not like, oh no, I can't ever use it again. Just go back, open that, and copy it. As you can see, look at my letters. They're starting to get formed. Got some highlights going on. We got some fill going on. It's just going good. It's going good. We do the screen Pepto-Bismol. Our number is 30. Down the line, our angle is 30. And then it's 0, 0, 5, 0, tab 5. Our quality angle 0. All right. Step 4 is inner glow. We want screen. We want opacity at 85. We want the noise at 0. We want the color to be Pepto-Bismol, so I can just paste that in. We want softer center 018, softer center 018. And at the bottom, of course, I have a stupid magnifying glass in the way. How do I get that out? It's angle 50, 0. And then the final one is drop shadow, which is multiply black 75. Multiply black 75. 30, 1307, 1307, anti-alias 0, and hit OK. First layer is now completed. We're just going to repeat that process with the other 2 layers. Again, all you have to do is when you hit that layer, just click on the image. This one's a twofer only, meaning there's only 2 steps to it. There's bevel and boss, into which we will do inner bevel, smooth, 100, up, size 16, soften 0. Ooh, the lighting, minus 36, altitude 42. The contour is this weird one here. Anti-alias is on. We want to go from linear light to vivid light, and we want to change opacity stays at 75, multiply is 0, 0, and then we go to contour, which is the deep cove, I believe they call it. This one. Go by images, anti-alias, 50%, hit OK. Then we go to our third copy. I go to here and I just click the download image. I can view it from here. I just increase it, whatever you are most comfortable with when doing these. This is a 4-step. Let's start with bevel and boss. I'm going to try to move this over. Like, oh, here, I'll put it high so you can see the changes. Bevel and boss. We start with inner bevel smooth 100, inner bevel smooth 100, up, size is 16, 0, shading is 1858. 18 tab 58. We want the gloss contour to be, I don't know, curved from the right. This dude, I don't know what they call it. Then we do vivid light at 75, multiply at 0. Then we go to contour. We select it's sawtooth. I literally believe they call this one sawtooth. And anti-alias at 50. Then we go to inner glow. And we will do linear light. 75.5. Then the color. This is, you're not going to use the Pepto-Bismol. We're going to pick a new, like just darker, like a nice deep purple. Again, kind of just reference the image. Hit OK. Oh, and then you're going to use that again. So we're just going to copy that. Then as we go down, softer center, 0, 38. Softer center, 0, 38. Quality is boom, 50, 0. These aren't changing. Then the final one is outer glow. So we'll switch it to screen. Opacity is 75. Noise is 0. The color is the dark purple that we just did, where you can just paste that in. Woo. Whoa, magic is happening. Softer, the spread is 0. The size is 15. Bring that in, bring that in.
Your spread is set at 9.
Oh. All right. 0, 15, and then we leave the rest. We hit OK. Now we go to the last couple steps. Create a new layer below the original invisible layer text. So I'm going to go down here and click there, and I'm going to add a new layer, and it's going to be above that. All right. Call it background light. All right. Change its blend mode to linear light. All right. Put my glasses on. Now, to finish the neon lettering, set the foreground color to the letters I have. It's 338B. So it is that dark purple, and hit OK. Pick the brush tool. Set the brush hardness to 0. Hardness is 0. Set the size to 460. Click once behind each letter of your name. Why did this come out so different than when I did it at home? Oh, no. Why did it switch to inches? Okay, that's okay. That's bigger than I thought it. Oh, no. So if you do one click behind each letter, that's all you do. It adds just a little bit of glow. All right. One final touch. With the background light layer selected, create a new fill or adjustment layer icon, solid color. So I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to click solid color. Use the color A34799. Okay. Change its blend mode to vivid light. So here and then. There you go. So now that's adding. See how it's adding that atmosphere? Like all the brick is now being filled with that beautiful magenta. There you are, your name in neon. Just follow the steps. Any questions about that? Any questions about anything?
Maybe we make that our sticker.
1980 called.
Go for it. That's fun. Cut that out. So
What's the assignment called?
you are in week 12. That's one of the 3 assignments for week 12. So there you go. I'll keep this up. I'm here until 2:30. It is time. Knock out these projects, get them turned in, find all your old work. There's a couple people you need to talk to get your old work back in and get back on track. I don't like seeing what I'm seeing. Turn in old work.
Guys,
What was that?
do not live in denial.
Yeah, just get them done.
Not on your side.
Get them done. I check every day and I'm like, why didn't they do this yet? It makes me sad. All right, cool.